Hello, cinema fans. Welcome back to another episode of Daredevil Born Again, the after show. We got a new episode for this week. I'm going to start off with my thoughts and then I'm going to share it to everyone. Before we get into it, I want to share it to everyone I know about the live stream. But this is a open floor live stream, so you're more than welcome to join the live stream to talk about anything related to Daredevil Born Again and the newest episode. We can theorize, talk about the new episode, what you liked and what you didn't like. The guest requests are open. So, yeah, let's talk about Daredevil Born Again. And also, if you want to join the guest requests, like if you want to join the live stream, you have to be 18 or older. So let me know your thoughts about the newest episode of Daredevil Born Again. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything together. So, Phil, I'm just going to share it to everyone. Screw it. No, I don't want marking up in this bitch. No mark. Let's see. Share for right now. So, Daredevil Born Again, the newest episode. Personally, I loved it. I gave it a 9 out of 10 for me personally. I really enjoyed this episode. I had a buddy of mine that gets to see this stuff a bit earlier told me that the newest episode would be more of a lawyer episode, which was very excited about because like last time we really had a like Matthew Murdock like courtroom drama episode was like Daredevil season 2 with Frank Castle and all that, But I really enjoyed it. I love what they did. I kind of called the White Tiger thing at the end when he won the case and all that. And it was just very obvious that they were going to go the route of, a dirty cop wearing a Punisher logo and unaliving White Tiger.
Hey,
Hey, welcome to the live stream.
glad I can make it in time.
So, let me hear your
So
thoughts.
that episode last night.
Let me hear your thoughts.
Okay, so let me pull up the list of what I got from last night. I was actually just about to start on the review. So, here's a good subject I want to bring up. So, that new opening, I am loving it. I love how it does feel just like the original opening from the original series. But in my opinion, I think episode 1 really did have the best transition of that opening. And I really hope that somewhere down the road we can have more epic transitions like that. Because I don't know, it's just ever since episode 2 and 3, it didn't feel like the opening was best transitioned,
Run that again. I'm sorry, I was busy. I'm going through the back.
It's fine, man. I was just saying how I feel like that episode 1 had the best transition for is showing the opening to the series, while episodes 2 and 3 haven't really felt that great of a transition.
Really? I thought that for me personally, episode 1, I had to rewatch again because it just hit me too fast. As in, like, we're just now getting. It's been 7 years since we've seen Foggy, Karen, and Matt together. Again, new this time, and like within like what? How long was it? Like
17 minutes.
What was
And
it?
yeah, that was only the opening. It was like across the Spider-Verse for me. So much was going on, yet I felt like I could witness it for hours.
It felt like I was getting into a car and the guy driving just put that whole thing on like NOS, like one full speed, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, hold up a second." I was like, "Hold on, let me get my bearings here for a second." But yeah, the opening for episode I can't. What was episode 2's opening?
It was literally just the mask falling down. Like, what I love about the transition from episode 1 was the mask falling from the building, and it
That was
slowly.
episode 1. That wasn't episode 2, right?
Didn't I say episode 1?
I was asking what was episode two's opening.
Well, episode two. Hold on. Let me turn
What's up,
off
Phil?
mute.
What's
Let me
good?
turn off my mute on my computer to go to Disney Plus. I don't want to get sued by Disney here. Um, let's see here. Oh yeah, Moana 2 is it on here? We're making some changes to
So,
subscriber agreements. Okay, whatever.
hold
Let's
hold
see
on, Mo.
here.
Yo, hold on. Yo, Matt.
Yeah.
You like that video I sent you about legit? I literally thought about you. I'm like, bro, this is we Matt rage baiting, bro. Just making a video.
So while
Oh,
I'm
me,
pulling
yeah.
this up, what did you all think of the new Pixar series, Win or Lose?
I
Wow.
haven't seen that. I'm not into Pixar really. Like, you guys, man, I'm not the biggest movie guy. Like, I'm just not. I want to be, but for me, I hate going to films by myself. So unless I have someone to go with, I usually don't go with. So I usually go with my fam, or I might have a friend to go with. But they only see comic book shit now. They don't even see like normal films anymore.
Well, I personally thought it was beautiful, had a lot of great metaphors like Inside Out. But anyway, to answer
I'm not
Matt's
trying to be rude, but I
question,
want to keep it
it
in
looks
Daredevil.
like that the opening for episode 2 was White Tiger trying to save that guy from those cops, and that guy trips in front of the train.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Was that the opening?
Yeah, but my point being is that moment didn't feel like a good transition compared to episode one's opening.
Well, let me see who's that asking. Wavy World, let me know your age before I can let you join.
Hey, yo, Matt,
Yeah.
that guy is still going rogue.
Oh my God, really? Is he still
Yes,
going?
bro. He like I was curious to see if he was gonna subtweet, and he did. Bro,
Thank you for the light.
he is
Thank you
still
for the
subtweeting.
lights, Naito.
Go ahead, Phil. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was saying he was still subtweeting. He's like, bro, like he blacked me, just seeing some shit. Like I really pushed these buttons, I guess. That hard, that hard.
Oh my God,
That made
bro.
that made my day, bro. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So what's your thoughts on episode three?
Oh, I loved it. I loved
Yeah.
it. So the reason why I know it's a good episode, I know, and this is just from my personal aspect, is my dad judges comic book stuff pretty hard. He
Uh,
likes it a lot, and he gave it an 8. He thought the ending, he thought the ending scene is what made it an 8. He didn't like the courtroom scenes as much as I did because he likes a lot of action and like teamwork shit. That's him. But I thought personally the courtroom scene was amazing. The only
Oh
thing
yeah.
I wish I thought it was I feel like the episode felt kind of short a little bit. Um, so courtroom scenes I thought it should have been at least 5 minutes longer, in my opinion. And I think the Kingpin side of it was kind of too long and not to say boring, but I feel like that part of the scene just took forever of the episode. It felt like, just my personal aspect. And then the end credit scene, I wish there was like another fight scene. I wish White Tiger would have beat the shit out of someone, and then him getting taken out would have been
yeah,
Yeah.
better. In
I
my
kind of wish we got more White Tiger. Hang on.
just
May
like a
rest in
season
peace.
fighting. That's it. But
Yeah,
besides
Both
that, I
the
like
actor
it.
and the character.
but
Well, what's up?
I was just saying, may he rest in peace, both the actor and the character.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that. Well, I forgot he played in another role.
he was Mendez from Black Ops 2.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's insane. I had no idea.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't. He looked familiar when I saw the set leaks. I was like, he looks familiar. Like I,
I wonder, now that he's out of the picture, do you think we're gonna be seeing his daughter? Because his
Yes.
daughter
it's
was
his sister, I think, or nephew. I mean, not nephew, niece.
Well,
I could
so
have sworn it was daughter, because Ultimate Spider-Man was my introduction to a lot of Marvel characters. And I'm talking about the TV show. I know it gets a lot of hate for having the comedy aspect, but I love that show. And it introduced me to a lot of characters, including White Tiger. And I really want to see like that version of Team Spider-Man into the MCU.
Yeah.
Um, So let's see here. What else did I write down
Yo, you were
here?
saying something?
But I'll say this though. Um, they the only problems I have with Daredevil right now is the scenes that I love. They need to be a little bit longer. I think I'm just criticizing now at this point. Like I'm not saying the show shit, right? I'm just giving my points. I think the Kingpin side of the show to me has been a little bit underwhelming. A little bit. I think it's just like I don't know if it's his tone or just the way that the scenes are projected. It just feels like I don't. I'm not saying that as this as like a dickish way, but it's like I almost don't care. Like I want to know what's going on with Matt more.
Yeah,
Even though it's a Daredevil show, but I don't know if the Kingpin scenes need to be like shorter or
I
just
think
it's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It just like I'm not saying I fall asleep. It's almost like I check out for a little bit. I'm like, okay, like this is
I
a bathroom break scene. I
definitely
don't know.
think that the Kingpin scenes are just like build up scenes to what he's gonna do in season two. Cause
Yeah, that's what I think so too at this point. And I want to say if that's the case, and that's fair. But it's just
Dude,
like the courtroom scenes. I want those scenes to be longer.
yeah, imagine
dude,
if that was the entirety of She-Hulk.
I'm telling you, everyone is like downplaying me when I say this. I'm telling you, Vanessa is the dog, and she's the villain of this season. It's so
Wait, who?
Vanessa.
If
I,
anything, I see her
Oh,
as
you talking about
one
Kingpin's
of the
wife?
main
yeah,
villains.
she is. It's so painfully obvious that she's like, because like remember in the newest episode where that guy that kind of it seems like Wesley in a way, like he's the new Wesley, where
Yes.
he meets the gang meet and all that. Well, like when they say, well, if Kingpin wants to talk to me, he come down and talk to me himself, and then he was like, well, I don't work for Kingpin, I work for the man. And then we find out later in the episode it was Vanessa that had that whole meet orchestrated, and she went behind Kingpin's back, which is starting another rival. Which I think eventually, this is just a theory. I don't know anything, but I think at the end of the season we're going to see Kingpin on a live Vanessa. I think that's
Oh,
what's
that'd
going.
be dark. I would honestly be very intrigued on that because Vanessa is kind of like, despite how twisted their relationship is, she is kind of the last form of humanity Fisk has in his life. And if he gets rid of Vanessa, then that's pretty much all gone. He's gonna
Well, here's
just
the thing.
destroy everything without
I
her.
don't think she has humanity. I think she is so deep into the Kingpin lifestyle now
No, I
that
mean, like, if she keeps him human.
because he's actually trying to become more human, or at least away from that stuff. Even though his ideals and stuff is very red flaggish, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like he's like you can see in his eyes and his face when she's talking about the street life or just the life of a criminal. He gets this weird this stare of like disappointment, like, oh, what did I do? Why did I drag her into this? Like he doesn't want this for her,
He
and you
should
can
have
see
kept
it.
her on that island.
And that's what I love about Vincent D'Onofrio. His eyes, like every time he doesn't have to say anything, he can just his eyes can just speak 1,000 words when he's just what he's feeling by his eyes.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a great Kingpin. It's just for me, I don't know what it is. Is that when I watch those scenes, I just check out, and I don't know if this was the case during the original show. But every time I see Daredevil, I'm locked back in. Like, or you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
so
it's kind
it's
of like that in
it,
season one.
I mean,
Yeah.
so it might be just that like Fry Guy's probably right. They're probably just developing the story more, and this part of it is just kind of like annoying, I guess. But I hope the next episode we get to see Matt suit back up.
Oh, I
I think
It's
he
either
has
the
to, right?
next episode or the episode after that, because when he finds out about what happened to White Tiger, he's gonna want to start to investigate all this stuff relating to the Punisher.
Well, if I had to guess, is that the next episode he's probably going to meet Frank with the suit on.
I think that scene we see in the trailer is going to happen first. The
Yeah.
which I don't know because there was a trailer before the first two episodes came out. It was like a trailer where Frank was talking, and he says, You're not here to ask me for help. You're asking for my permission." And I'm like, something happened with Matt this season that we haven't gotten to yet that he's asking permission for Punisher, which is harking back to season 2 about that whole conversation on the roof about him crossing the line.
Mhm.
I think Muse is about to do something, and I think Muse is a wild card, a real wild card. I think either he's working on his own behalf and just wants to be a menace, or he's being paid to do the stuff he's doing, which I think leads back to who I'm about to say. But I don't know. I think there's going to be at some point I think 5 and 6 is when we're going to see him don the suit. Maybe at the end of episode 4, going into 5 and 6, because they're 2 episodes are dropping at the same time.
So right now, there's currently rumors going around that the Defenders may return for season 2, which I've waited years to see their return. But I'm wondering, if they do return for season 2, do you think that Punisher is gonna join the lineup?
What lineup? Like the Defenders?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like I mentioned this numerous times, but I've only seen the Defenders returning in the third Shang-Chi movie, and with that lineup, I've only seen the original 4 characters along with Shang-Chi, Hellcat, and the Punisher.
Hey,
And maybe K2 if she's just there.
before y'all go any further, I just want to let y'all, the people in the chat, you can join the live stream. You just got to state your age. I've been getting requests. You got to state your age before you can join. That's the only way you can join. If you are above 18, you can join. That's it. No weird crap either. You're instantly just getting kicked out.
Wait, Matt, you don't think Daredevil is going to lead into Thunderbolts at all?
Oh, I think it's going to lead into Thunderbolts. I think we're going
has
to do
to.
an aftermath of Thunderbolts in season 2.
Well, here's the thing. To me, it has to because fucking Daredevil ends a week before Thunderbolts comes out. Is that not a perfect time to develop a story?
Oh yeah. Well, is there? I can't remember. So Daredevil, they haven't announced what a date it is for Daredevil Born Again. I'm assuming it's in March or April.
Well, so here's the problem I'm having, Matt, is after Fantastic Four, there's Wonder Man, but that's maybe that they'll start the new Avengers squad. Maybe at the end he'll join the Avengers. But outside of that, there's no build up to Doomsday.
Because I think isn't by MCU standards, because we have X-Men 97 and the Spider-Man show, but
Dude, imagine X-Men 97 is the X-Men team that we're gonna get.
but like as an MCU project, hold on.
What?
Honestly,
Connor,
guys,
what's your age before you can join? But I think Daredevil Born Again season 2 is the only project left before Doomsday, right?
Yes. So after Fantastic Four, it's Wonder Man, and then, well, I guess Marvel Zombies as well.
Does that mean that Daredevil Born Again season 2 is technically going to be multiverse? Could you imagine seeing?
No, I think the Avengers will get involved. I think they're gonna do Devil's Reign, and I think the Avengers will get involved, and maybe the end of it, after Devil's Reign, maybe that's when the curtain starts and Doomsday starts.
Either way, could you imagine a multiverse Daredevil story where you had Ben Affleck's Daredevil characters in there? Imagine Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin going up against the 2003 Kingpin. Oh my gosh!
Well, he passed
the
away.
MCU Bullseye versus Colin Farrell.
Frog Eye. You said Bullseye, right?
Yeah.
I'm tripping. I thought you meant Kingpin. I was like, bro, he passed away.
My thing is, Daredevil won't be a multiversal story. They'll just adapt Devil's Reign, which would put the Avengers be involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Avengers are involved, maybe at the end of Born Again season 2, after they beat Kingpin or whatever, maybe at the end they're all like saying, "Hooray, we won!" And they look in the sky and they see the fucking X-Men coming in.
Dude, just imagine season 1 ends and the Void stuff happens. What if Thunderbolts is towards the end of season 1 of Daredevil is?
Bro, well, hold on though. Avengers Tower, dude. Avengers Tower is like the next next, I guess, part of Manhattan, right next to Hell's Kitchen, and right where Matt's been going around. There's no way in hell Daredevil does not, or Thunderbolts does not affect Daredevil.
I think at the end of season, I think how some other projects have played before, where at the end of season 1, the events of Thunderbolts is just as happening as well. And then at the end of season 1...
What if the chick shows up? The chick who bought Avengers Tower and is training Sentry. What if she shows up to talk to Mayor Fisk about buying the property?
No, I think at the end of that too, but season 1, I think at the end of season 1, that's when the whole Void stuff happens. and like the season one ends when Void and all that happens.
Wait, hold on,
Then
hold on.
Speaking of Void, I wonder, like, if. So I don't know much about Void, but from what I can gather in the trailers, he's basically turning most of New York City into a giant dark shadow.
Yeah, the
Would.
void. The void is like it's a living abyss, darkness, and in comics, it goes to this thing called the anti-all, which is like the pretty much the pure darkness. Like it's it's like imagine just nothing, nothing. It's pretty much nothing. It's beyond death. Death is part of it, but it's beyond that, and
My
it's
question
part of that.
is, though, would Matt be able to see within that area?
No,
Like,
no, Matt would die. Matt would. I mean, the void has taken down characters like Molecule Man. The void,
damn,
the void would
freaking
fucking kill Matt.
Molecule Man from Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur? Damn.
dude,
Yes,
I'm just saying
Thor
that
has no chance, bro. Thor is fucking dead. Hell, I
I'm
don't think
just
the Thor
saying
will work.
season one, at the end of season one, everything's going to chaos. Punisher and Daredevil are fighting off the anti-vigilante team, and they're trying to get to whatever is going down. Because Karen's supposed to come back in episode 9 and 8, I believe.
Oh,
So
cool.
whatever's happening there, like imagine like chaos is happening, but then as whatever happens at the end, then all of a sudden the whole Thunderbolts event is happening as well at the
Well,
same time.
the problem I'm having is I'm wondering if the chick from the bot Avengers Tower, she has to show up because if Kingpin's mayor,
Yeah.
has she already purchased the property before Kingpin's mayor?
Yeah.
Probably.
Has she? Okay, then maybe
Then
not. Then.
again, by the looks of things from the trailers, it looks like Avengers Tower is going through a renovation. So who
I'm
knows?
saying if they do it that way, where at the end of season one, everything like there's chaos is happening, guns blazing, Daredevil's backflipping, kicking ass, and on the other side of New York City, the Thunderbolts and all that's playing out, and that would give an excuse for like Daredevil and all that stuff. Like everyone's gonna be asking, where's Daredevil when all this stuff is happening? Well, on the other side of New York City, he's trying to fight whatever is going on, vigilante crew, whatever, the anti-vigilante crew. And then
To be
the
fair,
Black
that's
Void happens, and then season one ends when the Black Void happens, and then we cut to season two and we play the aftermath of Thunderbolts and all that. But then season two ends with Doomsday.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. You know how Kingpin has that secret group, the Devil's Reign group that he fights the Avengers?
Yeah,
Is the Thunderbolts going to be part of that?
yeah, maybe.
So what I'm also wondering here, so it's being rumored that Thunderbolts is gonna tease a Dark Avengers group. So what if I'm liking the theories of Fisk maybe buying out Avengers Tower after um uh, after oh my god, brain fart, what's her name? It starts with a V. Basically, Amanda Waller of the MCU so far. Val?
Val.
Yeah. So what if after Val's defeat, we have Fisk by Avengers Tower, and maybe he'll make his own little Dark Avengers group, and maybe Bullseye is part of the lineup.
I don't know. Hey, we'll see. Hey,
Hopefully,
Connor,
he gets
what's
a
going
better
on, man?
shoot too.
Hey,
So, what you thought about Daredevil's episode 3?
I thought it was good.
Oh, that's cool. What's your takes? Like, what's your takeaway?
I think that was the fake Punisher at the very end of episode 3.
It was. It was definitely.
I
Yeah,
still, I still don't know how to feel about what happened to White Tiger though. Like, if it was the real Punisher, I feel like that's a pretty believable scene to happen. But if it's just some rando, I don't know how to take that because I know the guy was like snuck up and got a headshot, but I don't know. I just feel like somebody who has like super reflexes is able to dodge a bullet that's right next to their head, you know?
yeah,
Well, we gotta think also this. It was a headshot, and he was from the back, and he didn't waste no time pulling that trigger. So it wasn't like he snuck up on him. He was waiting for him. One step, bang, he's done. Like, I mean, he doesn't have Daredevil and Spider-Man senses type stuff. Yeah, he has reflexes and all that, but it's not on par of what Daredevil and Spider-Man would do.
I know, it's just thinking of, like, think of it like this. Imagine Superman, he's going on his little walking tour to be closer to humans, but then suddenly some mugger who resents Superman has a kryptonite bullet, uh, manages to get the surprise on Superman and just unalives him.
But that's
Like,
Superman. That's not White Tiger's not Superman.
any kind of bulletproof character that has a major weakness to a
White
certain kind
Tiger's
of
not
bullet.
bulletproof. White
White
Tiger's not.
Tiger is just a dude in a costume, I would say.
Well, he has a animal emblem that the necklace that gives him abilities.
Okay, his daughter really needs to invest in bulletproof plating for her suit then.
Well, it's his sister and or niece.
Whatever.
Well, it's important.
Sister, daughter, whatever. I'm trying to go off. I'm off of the Ultimate Spider-Man continuity here. I'm used to Kraven the Hunter being the guy who unalive White Tiger.
Yeah, but no, the actual guy that actually the dirty cop that unalived White Tiger, I think that's Cold North. I think that's how you say it.
The quote to the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. Who?
And it's basically like how season one is basically an adaptation of Chip Zdarsky. He was a detective that was trying to go after Daredevil because in Chip Zdarsky, Daredevil was trying to stop him a robbery and he accidentally. I'm going from the surface level of explaining this, but basically he fights these robbers. He goes a little too far accidentally, and he accidentally kills someone or unalive someone, the robber. And so now he's in trouble. It's a whole. I'm literally paraphrasing, but it's like basically Detective Cold North is going after him. Eventually, he finds out the truth and what happens, and then Cold North actually takes up the mantle of Daredevil for a bit, for a while Matt's kind of being a vigilante, but not Daredevil.
Okay. Um. So back to those court room scenes we were talking about earlier. I really hope to see more of that soon. Like, it really reminds me of that one scene from The Defenders where you saw Matt on his own being a lawyer and getting $11 million for his client. Like, that is a good lawyer. I want to see good lawyer Matt again, but also having a good blend of being a vigilante too.
Well, we did get a good lawyer, Matt, this episode.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying I want to see more of that soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see Spider-Man in Daredevil?
No, at most we got that name drop, which gives me hope to maybe Spider-Man 5 having it, Kingpin as the villain, but nah.
I don't see. I don't know. We really don't know with season two. I mean, it's very unlikely it's going to happen. But with Sony right now, and especially after today's announcement with the actress right now in Spider-Man 4, I don't know who she's playing, but if she's playing the MCU character, I don't know. It's kind of interesting how they're playing
Jean
it.
Grey or Firestar. I think those are the perfect castings.
I don't.
Or
I think it would be cool if it was Firestar. Yeah, Jean Grey. I don't think so. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of people say.
Can't be
Very
Grey yet.
liable.
here's an unlikely choice, Black Cat.
Nah, maybe, but maybe.
It's unlikely, but it's a possibility.
But also, if Spider-Man 4 is a multiverse film, and if it's set in the battle world, it could be a variant where it could be Spider-Woman too.
Yeah, but I don't know. She feels a little young to be Spider-Woman.
What do you mean, you're a little young? Have you not read Ultimate Spider-Man?
Oh, which Spider-Woman are you talking about? Are you talking about the one with the glider wings, or are you talking about Mayday Parker?
Yeah, Mayday Parker.
Okay, that one I could see. There's also the possibility she could be a variant version of Mary Jane.
Oh, what if they're going to adapt the Renew My Vows story that was in Battle World? Oh, that would be interesting.
I personally hope it's not Mary Jane because I love the Zendaya Mary Jane just due to her personality.
She's not Mary Jane.
She is. Oh
Her
my
name
god.
is Michelle Jones.
Watson.
Yeah, right. Watson. You can. There's plenty of other Matts in Marvel Comics and Peters, like Peter Quill.
Yeah, and there's a Peter Parker, and there's a Matt Damon, there's a Ryan Rokenbrod, I
But
hope.
there's no Fry Guy.
You never know. There could be a pizza place that is ironically named Fry Guy that doesn't sell fries.
Well, there you go. But yeah.
But yeah, I love that version of MJ. She's one of my favorite portrayals of the character because I don't know. I get tired of the MJ I normally see in adaptations. I wanted something new, and Zendaya's version was that new interpretation for me.
I feel like we haven't gotten a good Mary Jane adaptation with Peter and MJ. I feel like I really.
Are you? Well, we've only had two movies of their chemistry.
Yeah, but the Toby one, as much as I love the Toby films, that wasn't Peter and MJ relationship from the comics. And
They're just
also,
looking at movies.
if anything, what's kind of relatable, the one that's kind of close to what was in the comics was Andrew Garfield's Gwen Stacy and Peter. That was kind of what it was in the comics. What we got in the movies was kind of really annoying. I ain't gonna lie. But
Yeah, I hunch. Who wrote that?
I mean, I like MJ and Tom Peters like relationship with MJ and Peter, but I don't know. I kind of
Also, it's really cute that they finally broke the curse.
curse.
You know, the Spider-Man actors dating each other, and then it never works out.
Oh yeah, true.
Do you think we'll
Yeah,
still?
that's how good
Go ahead,
chemistry they
Connor.
have.
Go ahead, Connor.
Do you think we'll still get a Venom in Spider-Man 4?
Yeah. So here's why I think what they're gonna do for this new Spider-Man trilogy. So basically, most adaptations of the Black Suit Saga haven't been that well adapted. I can only think of two adaptations: Marvel Spider-Man 2 and The Spectacular Spider-Man. Those are the only ones that have gone that adaptation down.
What?
They
Boy,
what?
watch your mouth. Don't you dare disrespect the '90s Spider-Man.
Okay, that too. But my main point being is the rush. Like, there's just some sort. I feel like that. Every time they try to adapt this story, it feels so rushed every time. Like heck, even Spectacular Spider-Man felt rushed at times with its storytelling with that saga. But if they were to dedicate three movies to one phase of Peter's mental health, I think it would do really well. Like, say, the first one is Peter getting addicted to the suit. He is liking this new power, and at the end of Avengers Secret Wars, he decides to hang on to the suit. The sequel is where he starts to learn the suit is bringing out a little bit of a dark power to him, and we are paused, aren't we? And we are paused, aren't we?
You're good. I'm sorry. I was sharing.
Okay. So anyway, you all heard what I was saying there about the dark power thing.
Yeah, I heard
So
you.
basically, the second one would have Peter start to learn that the suit is bringing out a little bit of a darkness in him, where he's having a hard time controlling his anger. And at the end of that movie, he would take off the suit while fighting whatever kind of villain he's fighting in the bell tower. But then the third movie in this new trilogy will have Venom, and it'll come full circle. It it at least that's how I've always seen how this blueprint is gonna go. Like, maybe in the second movie, Peter will accidentally kill Scorpion, and that's when he realizes the suit is making him not himself. Oh my gosh! Imagine if it's similar to how Peter was about to unalive Scorpion in your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And yes, I know that was a callback to him about the unalive Goblin, but deciding not to. But it would still be a really awesome moment for his character.
Hey, Fry Guy, can you do me a favor?
What?
I'm gonna ask you to jump off, but can you share this live stream to like everyone, like group chat wise, and to we and
Yeah,
all? Thank you.
yeah, sure thing. Can I just share it on here though, as I'm on here?
Well, I don't think you can do that. Like, you can't leave the live stream. I want like share it to all the other platforms.
I just oh, that's what you mean. Okay, let me share it to some of my friends here first. Let's see here.
You trying to join, Phil? But yeah.
Here, I'm sharing it to Dante too.
Oh yeah, Dante.
Okay, I'll be off real quick. Let's see here.
Yeah. Wow. But to answer your question, I'm sorry that got ran along. You were saying if you think Venom's going to be in Spider-Man 4?
Yes.
Yeah, if they're gonna do Null and Spider-Man 4, which I hope they don't, but if they do, at least have Venom involved. But I think that's an Avengers level thing, though. But yeah,
I mean, there's so many rumors for Spider-Man 4. We just don't even know what's happening at this point.
I know, right? Don't even know. We don't even know.
Okay, sorry about that. I just posted the stream on X, so hopefully it will get some more viewers soon. But anyway, yeah, I do believe that we should be getting a symbiote saga in the near future. If
I mean,
that's normal.
That's cool and all, but like, I'm kind of getting over the whole symbiote stuff. Like,
Yeah, me
I
too.
also just want some more centered stories on Spider-Man too, you know?
I would love to see him go up against Mr. Negative. I mean, they already set up Feast in Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, there you go. Like, who's going to run Feast now? The MJ, I mean, not MJ.
That's even
Aunt May's
the
gone.
finishing moves from that game.
Huh?
I was just saying that wasn't the only thing they had in No Way Home. They also had Peter doing one of his finishing moves from Spider-Man PS4.
I know, but I'm saying in No Way Home, the Feast Center, which since it was run by Aunt May, but since Aunt May is gone now, that someone has to run the Feast Center, which you bring in Mr. Negative. I think that would be a smart move.
Yeah,
Or
I was just saying that. Oh, I thought you were saying that Mr. Lee was a reference from the video game. My bad. I keep forgetting.
Well,
that.
Mr. Lee is from the comics. He's from
Yeah.
Spider-Man Big Time, I believe.
My bad. I mainly do adaptations, not a lot of comics, unless it's manga. I mean, have you read that Spider-Man manga? It is awesome.
You don't read Spider-Man manga, but you won't read Spider-Man comics?
I've tried. I've read some comics. They are really good. It really depends on the comic, and it's just hard for me to read all of that stuff. If anything, I did read a lot of the Ultimate Spider-Man comic, but even then, it was really out of order. Like, I couldn't understand when did this certain thing happen. Like, there's a moment where Peter's going over a list of everybody that knows he's Spider-Man, and he mentions characters like Ant-Man and Iron Man. I'm just like, wait, you met these characters already? Since when? And there's like an interaction with the lizard, and he's already cured. Like, what? What's going on?
All right, so back to Daredevil.
Right.
I think also what I want to really point out for Daredevil Born Again is I've really been loving the score for Daredevil Born Again. It really was really good in this episode. I mean, the other episodes was great too, but for some reason, like that whole like scene where the truckers were driving into the port station and they get hijacked and all that. Like that whole scene, how it was shot, it kind of reminded me like of an early 2000s action film or 90s film. But the way it was shot, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I love the camera work, the cinematography. I can't say it right. This how it was shot was beautifully done, and the music as well.
The show has some amazing cinematography. And the soundtrack, like you said, yeah, it's really good. If they ever come out with a physical vinyl release, I gotta get it.
Yeah.
Little hint, hint, if it comes out before my birthday, bud.
So what you think, Connor?
I thought it was really good, especially Kingpin and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kingpin's been. I think we're gonna, because Phil was talking about earlier how Kingpin's kind of been, kind of like mellowed down. When we get to that scene from the trailer where he's just throwing people across and throwing people up into the ceiling and stuff from the eating table, man, he's about to lose his. Because also you notice in the episode, and early in the episode, you notice his knuckles are all messed up and stuff. So it's like, what has he been up to? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, something I really hope that this show does is answer a long time question I've been asking for years, ever since Hawkeye came out, is how the heck this guy is out of prison. Because after everything that he had done in season 3, that guy should have been given the death penalty, and that's being merciful. Like, he took over the freaking FBI and was making his own Illuminati like organization, and he even there's like proof of him doing this. How is he out of jail doing all of this stuff? I feel like they completely forgotten about all that. I mean, sure, there's the possibility that he might have redeemed himself during the events after Infinity War, but I want them to explain it.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that he probably got out because of the blip and everything. He got out of that. I mean, then he took back his business and started operating.
Yeah, but there's still no confirmation of that actually being the case. I want the actual confirmation.
There is It's the. Do you need everything answered to you? Like seriously, like
Honestly, yeah, I do. It's part of how my brain works.
well, I mean, it's context clues. I mean, it's all there from Hawkeye to Echo to this show. I mean, it's all there. It's like
Does the first part of Echo take place during the blip?
part of it, but also
Like,
before the blip.
I'm wondering, so was Matt part of the blip too?
No,
Okay.
the only people that survived the blip were Matt, Kingpin, and the Punisher. That's the only ones we know that survived.
Yeah.
What about Foggy and Karen?
We don't know.
They probably survived because their firm seemed to be doing pretty good by the time Born Again was happening.
Well,
I
you don't
think-
need it to be explained to you. Look now, like Kingpin got out. Probably everyone blipped. He was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm getting out of this place." And then he started. He did this the slut walk. He walked out the prison, and then he did his thing. He got the tracksuit mafia. He did his thing. He was wearing his pimped ass suit, his little Hawaiian shirt and everything. He had a king and everything. He put on some pounds from eating all the Twinkies, and then he went to town. And Vanessa was just laying there taking all the pounding.
And probably got some super soldier serum too. The fact that he tanked all those hits from Kate.
You know what? It's Marvel, okay? Come on now. He's had things thrown at him. It's Kingpin. I mean, bro eats freaking omelets for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, those are honestly some of the coolest scenes in my opinion for his character.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He just goes about eating his meals like he hasn't committed a crime. I find them pretty cool.
Look, Daredevil Born Again is the best MCU show since the first Daredevil show, and honestly, none of these other shows can square up to.
No, it's not. Invasion is.
It's the best. Agents of Shield can't touch Daredevil. It flopped after like season 5, and then all these other shows can't touch it. Maybe Jessica Jones season 1. That's it.
Well, X-Men 97 is pretty good.
That's an animated show. I'm talking about like live action stuff.
True.
You ain't saying nothing about Secret Invasion.
Yeah, don't get me started with that shit.
Here's the thing.
I couldn't even finish that.
I actually liked most of Secret Invasion.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was pretty good. I'll give you Moon Knight. I mean,
even
not
go
on par.
to say that I like the ending to Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion was a big letdown. It's nowhere near compared to what they did in the comics.
Here's the one thing I liked about the ending, though. I will admit it was rushed.
Yeah, Fry Guy. He was, media guy was talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What about? I mean, I guess it was a presentation. I want some more Elsa Bloodstone and Werewolf by Night.
Dude,
That's what I
yes.
want. That shit was banging.
Yes.
Okay, sorry again about interrupting, but like I was saying before,
Well, excuse me.
sorry again. My point being is, the final battle, I didn't like the whole final battle in that episode, but
What show?
Secret Invasion.
Man, that shit was a flop. Get that shit out of here.
But here's the thing. I really liked how there were consequences to their actions. Because while they did stop a whole secret invasion from taking over the Earth, there were consequences to revealing the Skrulls doing this. Because it leads to a bunch of people getting hurt. Like, sure, there's a chance that somebody was right about their conspiracy about this certain person being a Skrull. But then there's the off chance that this person was wrong in their theory and they're just a normal human. Like, I love it when they show stuff like that. There are legit consequences to their actions. Despite them saying
It wasn't
weren't.
that good.
Nick Fury was worried that they were going after samples of all the mightiest heroes in Avengers, and they should have had the Avengers involved, or at least somebody involved. They had no one else involved. They had Nick Fury, and they had Drake looking ass as the main villain of freaking Secret Invasion. Or whatever it's called, whatever it is. It was a flop. It was a fart in the wind. They should have canned that show from the start.
Well, to be fair, if the Avengers were involved,
Media guy was talking.
Sorry.
I
Again.
think they've completely dropped the ball with Nick Fury. I'm gonna put that out there.
Oh yeah, they did.
I would say they've
Yeah, a
dropped the
little
ball since Winter Soldier. They just I used to look forward to seeing cameos and seeing him. Now it's just kind of like, hey, yeah, there's Samuel L. Jackson. I do. I mean, I'm curious to know what you guys think, but I truly believe they've dropped the ball with his character.
I think that, like, Nick Fury used to be so good back then, but like when Secret Invasion came out, it just wasn't that good.
He kind of reminds me from. He's turned into Grandpa from Boondocks at this point. This dude's crazy. Seriously.
Oh, that character.
Hey, seriously, look at the Marvels, man. He was too busy trying to pet cats and then not worry about Skrulls invading Earth and stuff.
To be fair, those cats were freaking adorable. I would like to be eaten by one of them too if they were that cute.
Oh yeah, go ahead. See what happens. Go ahead. Go pet those cats.
That movie is extremely underrated. I see the problems, but it was a fun time for me, and just seeing the calm announcer trying to say, "Please let the Flurkins eat you. It is for your own safety."
That sounds like a shipper's known tag. Don't get down with that stuff.
Those sword agents are gonna see things for weeks.
Oh, those pussycats.
And honestly,
Here's the thing about Skrulls.
Honestly, that was another thing I liked about the movie. The genuine reactions. Especially Kamala, when she was
Okay, come on. That movie was not no Doom Part 2. Come on now.
when Kamala was like constantly teleporting in and out while using her powers, I loved how when she was trying to explain herself to her family, like, and the cat ate a man, and suddenly the tentacles come out of the goose, and they're just.
I had a cat try to eat me once, but that wasn't the cat we're talking about.
Honestly, my cat tries to eat me on a daily basis. Yes, sweetie, I know I am delicious, but you are cute, and I let you do this to me for fun.
What in the actual sick fuck are you talking about? I'm putting you on mute. Talking about
The only
cats.
good thing that came from the Marvels is Goose, the cat. That's it. I haven't even sat and watched that movie all the way through. I could barely finish Miss Marvel, the show, not because it was bad, it just wasn't my jam. It was decent. It's not one I'm personally going to go out and watch. But Marvels was shit. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. It was shit.
The Marvels was bad. It made the least amount of money in Marvel, and I think the best part about it was probably the X-Men scene at the end. That was the only good part about it.
Yeah,
And the
that's true.
Florkin scene. That was adorable, like I said.
Nobody gives a damn about that cat. I'll kick
And
that cat.
Kamala was awesome too.
That cat is dangerous. That cat is the Zodiac killer. You can't trust that cat for a mile away. You gotta watch that cat. You get around that cat, you're gonna be eaten up. Not the good kind.
I trusted somebody, I lost an eye, which I'm
What were you
still.
saying, Connor? You were saying something, Connor?
Oh, I was talking about the Marvels.
Oh yeah, it's trash. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, I still am not the biggest fan of that reveal of how Fury lost his eye. Like, despite me liking the Flurkins a lot, that was such a stupid reveal of how Fury lost his eye.
That's what happens when you go face deep into. Never mind. Jesus. Anyway, back to Daredevil Born Again. I think I love this episode. Oh, hold on. I haven't heard your thoughts yet on Daredevil Born Again. Media.
What?
Hello.
What did you think of Daredevil Born Again, Caleb?
What did you think of Daredevil Born Again? Caleb, be the media guy.
What?
What did you think of episode 3 of Daredevil Born Again?
Hey guys, I gotta get going. I'll talk to you later.
All right, good. Thank God.
I really enjoyed it. We're talking about episode 3?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, episode 3, I really enjoyed. I think from a writer's perspective, it was very, very well done. It caught me off guard. And I think this really drove home the emotional side for like being able to have empathy and sympathize with White Tiger's character, Mr. Ayala. I forgot his first name. For me, they really drove that home in an organic way. It was.
You're kind of breaking up.
Actor, if we're going. Huh?
You're breaking up.
Oh, well, can you hear me better?
I can hear you now, sweetheart. Yep.
Okay. Hi. I really enjoyed it, you know. I liked that it wasn't just full of action. I liked that it showed Matthew Murdock. Is he Daredevil? Duh. But we saw Matt Murdock. We saw how passionate he is on that side of him. We also got to see him, that character, empathize with White Tiger in something that they could kind of assimilate together, or they did a good job very quickly showing Matt's struggle with that when he's sitting in the courtroom, rubbing the horn. For me, that made my gut drop. For me, episode 3, it was fun, it was engaging, it was emotional. And quite honestly, I would like to see more episodes with that kind of tone. Maybe not strictly courtroom, but certainly some aspects that we could pull from that episode.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I feel about it too. Yeah.
Huh?
I said that's how I feel about it too.
Okay.
Damn.
I
Anyway,
think White Tiger got punked though.
man, White Tiger was a bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
He should
Yeah,
have
he
been
died.
able
He
to
ain't
use
coming
his
back.
cat-like reflexes.
Oh God. Jesus, man. I'm not going. Okay, is he here? Is he here? Is he here? I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm saying this as to be documented. I'm not bringing him on again because he goes on the tangents and I cannot stand it. I'm sorry. You just can't. I just can't do it. We're here to talk about Daredevil Born Again. We're not here to talk about Cass, for fuck's sake.
Oh man.
If I want to talk about cats, I'll talk about cats. Damn it. Anyway,
The thing I like
Daredevil
about
Born Again.
Daredevil Born
Go ahead.
The thing I like about Daredevil Born Again is I kind of had this thought form after I watched an interview with Charlie Cox of you can actually watch Born Again without having to have watched the previous 3 seasons. Is it helpful? Absolutely. I think it gives you a lot of foreground to these characters. But I enjoy that because I'm able to put myself in that kind of perspective of like, oh, well, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Because even if you had not seen Foggy Nelson before, Charlie Cox's portrayal in that agony and anguish as an audience just automatically makes you feel and see how much chemistry and attachment they had for each other, and it just knocks you the fuck out. And I really like that about Born Again is it can and does stand on its own, but if you've seen the previous 3 seasons, it's a homage. It's a homage to the comics. It's fan service. I really love it, and they're doing it well. And they took their time with it. There isn't anything that I dislike so far. It's something that I look forward to, and it has been a long time, like since Arrow was still on air, where I looked forward to a new episode every week. Like normally my old ass is in bed by 9:30 and I'm sitting there waiting up till 10:30 watching Daredevil Born Again. For me, that's saying something.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of felt that way too yesterday about it. I was like, man, I haven't felt this way like waiting for a new episode at night in a long time.
Yeah.
Last time it was like that was like for like the Flash. And that was it for a while.
It's nice to be able to be excited about a show again, especially when it comes to Marvel.
I know, right?
It, like personally, anyway, and I'm not inviting any toxicity here, but like personally, I haven't been excited for Marvel in a long time. I was excited for Brave New World. I thoroughly enjoyed that, but it wasn't excitement. It was more like oh, okay, yeah, no, I'd love to see that. Daredevil Born Again, there's an excitement. And maybe it's because I have kind of an attachment to those characters, or I've watched them for so long.
Yeah.
But Secret Invasion, no desire. Hawkeye, I thoroughly enjoyed. I watched that once it was all out, so I didn't really give myself the opportunity to be excited for the next episode. But I feel like a fan again. I feel like a little kid waiting for the next comic issue to come out, or the next action figure from Marvel to come out. I have that same feeling waiting for an episode of Born Again, and I like that. It actually brings me genuine joy, as stupid as that sounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of, it's funny you bring up Hawkeye because I kind of felt like that with Hawkeye a bit when the new episode would drop because it was right around when Spider-Man No Way Home was coming out. So, and there's this, rumor that Charlie Cox was going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home, and then there was another rumor that Kingpin was going to show up in Hawkeye because they kept teasing it. So everyone was tuning in for it. And I remember when I watched reactions to it when what's his name, Barnes, the Hawkeye. I can't remember his actual name, the hero's name. I can't remember his name. Hawkeye. When Kate Bishop handed him the phone, it was a picture of Kingpin. I was like, oh yeah, let's go. And I remember everyone was going crazy on Twitter about that. The same thing for Charlie Cox. No one talks about that. Like when
Yeah.
it was me
Sorry,
and
Connor, were you
you.
saying something?
I was saying that when we went to go see No Way Home, it was you, me, and the rest of our crew, and we went to go see No Way Home. And I remember the theater room went crazy when Charlie Cox showed up. Like when he showed the cane and everything.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead, you were saying?
Yeah, Kingpin. We all know he's not like at the level of Galactus or Doctor Doom. However, for a street level, I think he is a guy who can fit in so many worlds. He fit well in Hawkeye. Obviously, he fits for Daredevil. I'm really, really curious to see how he plays in with Spider-Man. You know, if they can kind of feed him into the Spider-Man story as well as they have with Daredevil, dude, I will lose my shit. Like, I will be so happy. You know, I miss single hero movies. You know, but just how grounded they are. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy the team ups, but I think that's maybe another reason why I love Daredevil so much and Jessica Jones and shows like that, because it's just that one hero. You get to actually build a rapport and a connection with these characters where you genuinely actually want to know what's next. Whereas with these team up films, it's a little harder to do that. So if they could take a character like Kingpin, the Kingpin from Born Again, because I just feel like he's scarier than he was in the previous 3 seasons. This dude scares the shit. He's like the quiet scary.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know what I mean by that.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like, to me, that's terrifying. Like, I want to see how he does with. Spider-Man is kind of a street level, but at the same time, he's not. You know, I'm curious to see you take a street level enemy and pin him against another well-known hero. I want to see how they do that. I hope to see that it's organic rather than a cash grab. I feel like Marvel's kind of been looking at cash grabs lately, and they actually got their shit straight and did it with Born Again and are doing it right. And I honestly think they're going to see a positive turnout once all of this airs. I think the first couple months after it's completely out, the viewership's going to go up, and the MCU fatigue is kind of going to go away.
I think with the fatigue thing, I think it kind of boils down to the quality of the projects. I felt like if all the projects we've gotten from the past were actually delivered on quality wise, I think it would be a lot more well received, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
100%.
I think in Spider-Man 4, if we get Kingpin, imagine if we get Kingpin versus Venom, Spider-Man, Daredevil.
The thing with Spider-Man 4, it's just like, I truly, like the thing about No Way Home, or at least Spider-Man 3 at the time, like we could, if we had more of an idea where they were going with it. You know, it was going to be a multiverse type film. There was that big rumor theory that, you know, Andrew and Toby were going to show up. It was just, you know, it was every week where there was something new. But like with this one, it's like, yeah, we're hearing stuff that's possibly going to happen for Spider-Man 4, but we truly don't know what's going to happen, because is it going to take place before Doomsday, or is it going to take place after Doomsday? You know, or in Battle World.
So I saw a post where one star got cast as supposedly Jean Grey, and that she's going to be introduced in Spider-Man 4.
Oh, I know the actor.
Oh, I can't remember her name right now. It's
She was in Stranger Things.
yeah, the redhead. I can't remember her name right now. But yeah,
I'm really excited to see the X-Men. X-Men is my absolute favorite team next to the Defenders. But
yeah.
I do not want them to rush it. I don't want them to just drop them in Doomsday and be like, oh yeah, here's the X-Men.
Well, I think it's going to be from what I'm hearing, it's going to be a Time runs out mixed with Avengers versus X-Men. And it's going to be the X-Men that we grew up with versus the MCU trying to fight each other because, the X-Men, the X-Men universe will face off with MCU because, like, they have to survive because they're about to have an incursion and stuff like that.
It'd be really cool to see Daredevil in Doomsday, honestly. I'd like to see him kind of side by side with a more OP hero, mainly just to see what the chemistry's like.
I just want to see him and Spider-Man fighting, kicking ass. That's what I want.
That'd be cool.
No, have Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Deadpool together fighting, kicking ass. Dude, come
Human
on out.
Torch, Daredevil, and Spider-Man.
Yes. Careful, about to make me bust. Anyway. Yeah, that would be dope. That'd be dope. I just don't know how they're really going to, because the only true MCU project before Doomsday and between Fantastic Four is Daredevil Season 2. That's it. Or Born Again Season 2.
Thunderbolts.
Well, that's before Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm saying, like, the only film that goes into Doomsday is Fantastic Four. So either something's going to happen in Thunderbolts that's going to set up, Doomsday, because Fantastic Four is supposed to take place in a different universe. So.
Yeah, but I heard rumors that Doctor Doom is going to show up at the end of Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but what is he going to do, though? Is he going to go to, Loki, the time god, and take his power at the end? Like, it'd be a post-credit scene?
That's probably what they'll do.
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, if they don't deliver on RDJ as Doom, it's everything's going to fall out of place.
I think RDJ's got it, bro. RDJ's got this shit in the bag.
Oh, I have faith in him. Don't get me wrong. I know he's a great, amazing actor. I like you and me have seen a lot of his films. We know he can get down to that point, that villain point. But
yeah.
But here, I understand your concern without you even having to voice it. But I also remember, I think we all need to remember RDJ looks at the source material. He read Iron Man comics when he played Iron Man. I have zero doubt he's been reading up on the character, and he's not an actor who's going to be like, oh, well, I know that's not of the character, but okay. I think he'll stand up for the character, especially with it being so big of a return. Well, quote unquote return.
Well, there's been reported that apparently he's doing a very extensive research on Dr. Doom, preparing for the role.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that will make a world of difference.
Dude, I can't wait. I really want to see. I want to see him and Tom's interaction, for sure.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see that.
Yeah, or just see. I had a theory, Caleb, earlier, and I was talking to Phil. No, it wasn't even in this live stream. So I had a theory that, the Steve Rogers we've seen from Endgame that goes back and returns the Infinity Stones, but like he stays with Peggy Carter and all that.
Yeah.
My theory is that when he stayed with Peggy Carter, he created the Illuminati. All this time, it's been him and whoever else has been involved in the Illuminati that has been manipulating everything that's been happening up until this point. And then
here's a quick thought for that. What if that's how they were to reintroduce Black Panther?
Exactly.
The Thunderbolts that you were just talking about, they just said in the Captain America Brave New World post-credit scene by the director said that teaser is actually for the Thunderbolt, or not for the Thunderbolts, for the Illuminati.
Yeah, that's why. Because I've been hearing a lot about that. How apparently the Illuminati is going to kind of be like the POV of Doomsday of how because in the comics they know about the incursions and that the 616 was doomed to collide with the Ultimate Universe, and so they get prepared for all that, and they try to do and they do a lot of shady shit in that comic. It's called Time Runs Out, and that's why I'm thinking like maybe possibly that's how we get Steve Rogers in Doomsday and have Chris Evans come back, that he was actually the founder of the Illuminati, and him and like maybe Nick Fury, Thunderbolt Ross. I mean,
Deadpool.
I don't know. I would really like to see Reed Richards, Doctor Strange, Submariner, and then Black Panther as the Illuminati.
I would like to see Deadpool, Wolverine, Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider, Blade, Punisher, and Moon Knight.
Well, I'm saying that's cool and all, but like you gotta remember, this is the MCU. Like those characters are technically, most of them are not even active at this point, or have not. I mean, we have an Aquaman, Submariner. Like he was introduced to the world in Wakanda forever. Like he's been in hiding all this time, and of course with Black Panther and all that. But I don't know. I just think it would be. I would think it'd be ideal to have Nick Fury and Thunderbolt Ross in the Illuminati because, how all of a sudden Nick Fury yanks Thunderbolt Ross's chain to keep him from going after Bruce after the Incredible Hulk events, like all the power they had and all that. Like Nick Fury was one step ahead all this time, even when the whole Hydra stuff happened. So it's obvious that he knows more than he lets on. I mean, it's Nick Fury, but who knows? That's a theory, though. Shit, even Kingpin could be part of Illuminati.
Yeah.
God.
Kingpin.
When I was a boy.
I'd like to see Kingpin interact with other villains.
Kingpin beating Doctor Doom. Oh, that'd be crazy.
I don't know. I don't think he'll beat Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is
I
kind of.
can't picture that. I mean, I could kind of see it, but I have a hard time picturing that.
I could see a big ego going off, like they're having an ego fest. I think because they were talking about also the Russo brothers were saying that they're taking inspiration from not just the 2015 Secret Wars, but also the original Secret Wars. That's where I think a lot of them setting up a lot of teams is going to come into play in Secret Wars and all that. Because those the art leaks that happened online, like seeing She-Hulk and Incredible Hulk and his son, and like in a village of Hulks, like that on Battle World and all that. Then maybe that's their own team, and maybe in Thor, like we'll have the Thor Authority, which was in the 2015 Secret Wars, but who knows?
I just want to see the new Avengers. Give us Jessica Drew, Luke Cage, and all that shit.
Ooh, Jessica Drew. Wait a minute.
Yeah. We
Wait,
haven't gotten a Spider-Woman.
What's her hair color again?
Black.
Oh.
Like, for real, dude. Like, my favorite new Avengers run is when they find Sentry in the cave and they land the fucking Xavier's jet in somebody's front yard.
Because he got that dog in him.
Yeah.
Got that dog in him, man.
What if Kingpin got the symbiote in Spider-Man 4 that we saw at the end of the last movie when Eddie Brock Venom left it at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home?
I mean, if they adapt the King in Black stuff, like that should affect everybody. Like, when Null was invading Earth, he was basically, affecting everybody with the symbiote stuff. So everyone was turning into like Venom zombies and stuff like that, like Daredevil and all the other heroes.
Well, here's another take. I'm not sure if it's been done in comics, but Peter takes the black suit, right, and then Kingpin manipulates him into taking out other enemies.
I'm trying to think. It wasn't the suit, but there was a time where Doc Ock had Peter going around doing criminal stuff, but that was from the
Well,
comic.
that's when he was part of the Sinister Six, wasn't it?
No, it's like a early, very early story of like in the golden years of Spider-Man, where Peter loses like his memory, and Doc Ock gets him to do all types of criminal stuff until he got his memory back.
Gotcha.
They also did it in the '90s show as well. You know, when they used to adapt the classic Spider-Man stories, but they don't do that no more. But it's okay.
What do you feel about? Well, never mind. That's not Daredevil related.
What is it?
I was gonna ask about what would you feel like about seeing him put on the crimson suit? You know what I'm talking about? Like
Or
the jacket.
Ooh, the Crimson Dawn suit.
for Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Remind me.
When he's older, and it's the suit that just kind of looks like a jacket.
Oh yeah, it's the
And
old, yeah.
if I'm thinking of a comic, it's when he's like standing in front of a grave or whatever, but he's older.
I know you're talking about. It's like a red and black jacket where he has like jeans on or something like that and boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that adaptation. I want to see an older Peter. I really do. But I would also really, I haven't read the line, but what's your take on Ben Reilly?
Ben Riley. You know what? Yeah, okay. I like him as a character. If they can some way, like if they can adapt the original Clone Saga, which was in the '70s, fine. Even though that's still kind of weird with the whole Gwen Stacy stuff, but I mean, as long as they don't go into the whole Clone Saga from the '90s, that's fine. I mean, I personally like Ben Riley, but I mean that's a lot of build up you got to do there to even get his character. But that would be dope though.
Well, here's another thought because my ADHD is in full swing. When and do you think we will see Elektra as Daredevil?
I can't answer that.
Because you know the answer.
Mm-hmm.
You son of a bitch.
I can't answer that.
You just answered my question by telling me that.
Well, I'll say this: we hadn't seen the last of Elektra.
Oh well, no, absolutely not. She's too big of a fucking character to just kill off.
Just as much as we haven't seen the last of Foggy either.
Yep.
Do you see the set leaks right now? I don't know if I showed you, but they in season.
No, but DM them to me.
So they're shooting season 2 right now for Daredevil, and they're going full fledged with the whole anti-vigilante squad, and the cops that are now the crooked cops are going after vigilantes. Their armor, they're like kind of like a bulletproof vest, is like in shape of the Punisher skull and all that.
So that's probably why Matt's going to the gym and talking to Frank.
Yeah, I think I have other theories to that too. I think because like again, Karen's supposed to be coming back in episode 8 and 9. So.
I'm curious if she's gonna. I don't know how they would play it now because Kingpin knows his identity, but the Born Again where she goes back to drugs and sells his identity.
I think there is a character. I think someone. I don't know because they just announced that she's coming back too. That kind of my therapy. No, the therapist. Because my original theory was that Vanessa was going to unalive the therapist, his Matt's new girlfriend. Which in the comic she has a very brutal death, which it's really, really, really bad. Just as bad as the other love interest for Spider-Man. I can't remember her name right now.
I have a theory about Vanessa dying and then Kingpin going rogue and wanting to kill everybody.
Oh yeah, dude, Kingpin. Whatever happens, something happens in the season. Kingpin is going ape shit.
He's a scary dude, bro. Like I'm thoroughly impressed with Vincent D'Onofrio. Like he is a gentle soul, but dude plays a freaking mean badass.
No, you know what I'm waiting on? I'm waiting on BB Yerk's. I think that's his niece, I believe. I can't wait for her to find out what happened to his to her uncle.
Oh, it's over for her.
Yeah.
Dude.
Kingpin killed your uncle, bro.
Well, she's coming back in season 2 because there's set leaks of her going around doing her reporting thing. But
I think Marvel's being smart with this. I really do. I think Marvel's being really smart with Daredevil right now, and I'm really glad he's getting a lot of love. You know, Daredevil, I kind of lump in with Moon Knight and the Punisher and characters like that, the darker, grittier, like beat the shit out of you and leave you bleeding kind of characters.
well, that's the thing. Yeah, go ahead.
But the thing I like about that is, like, people on the street, like, if I were to walk up to somebody and be like, hey, do you know who Captain America is? Oh, yeah. You know who Batman is? Yeah. If you say, oh, do you know who Daredevil is? Who the fuck's Daredevil? I think Marvel's being smart. Like, taking those kinds of characters of, oh, I don't know who that is, and making them into something that everyone will know. Like, you can show the Daredevil symbol, and it'll be the same reaction that you would get if you show the Captain America flag. You know what I mean? So It's really nice to see these characters get that love, especially the Punisher. I think creators have been kind of scared to go into these characters, and I will not get political.
You're kind of breaking up. You're really breaking up right now. How funny you break up when you mention Punisher.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me better? All right.
Can you hear me now?
I said, I won't bring politics in, but what I will say is, given certain world events recently, I think maybe that's a fear of why certain characters aren't being explored, like Punisher. Dude's fucking violent as shit, you know. And of course some other characters, but I'm all that to be said. I want to see more characters like that, and I think Daredevil is the best trajectory for that. That and Punisher, they've shown the deep, dark grittiness of these characters. Why not delve into characters like Connor said, Ghost Rider? You know, that dude.
The Midnight Suns
is terrifying. Yeah, the Midnight Suns. I would absolutely love to see Midnight Suns. You know, like Punisher, I'm still thoroughly surprised that they brought him in what was season 2 when he was shooting up the hospital. You can't make a show like that nowadays. Holy hell no.
Well, wait till
you know. So that's why I said, given recent events and how people view the world now, I'll leave it at that. You know, I want to see more of that. I want to see shock and awe. I want to see something that's going to leave people uncomfortable.
Well, there's a certain scene that I'm waiting for. I'm very interested in seeing how it's going to play out to everyone else in the audience, because you know Punisher is not going to like the fact that people are wearing dirty cops are using his symbol and his name to do corruption. So there's going to be a moment in the show where he's going ape shit on cops that are wearing his symbol, and in reality,
be a lot of shit for that.
And in reality, there's cops out here that do that for real. I mean, there's some of them that are just wearing it because they're genuine fans, but then there's some people that are taking the wrong idea of what Punisher is and actually applying it to their cop duties in a way, or just in general. But that's not what the Punisher stands for in a way. If you're a corrupted piece of shit, you're going to meet that skull. That's how Punisher is, and I feel like I think it's what you're saying. It's perfect. I think that's how you utilize Punisher, is to create that idea or understanding that Punisher is a certain character for a certain reason, not for what you think it is. If that makes any sense.
Right. No, absolutely, and also to not shy away from it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a character.
Right.
To us, we're fans. It means something to us, having grown up with them and such, you know. But from an outside perspective, I truly just think they just need to see it as a character and stop being up in an uproar like with Brave New World. Oh, it was political this. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Seriously, who cares? Who cares if a character like Punisher is going in and, you know, oh, I want to say something, but I know the live will get canceled and I won't. But what if Punisher goes into a certain establishment and there's bad guys there and
You cut off. But to your point,
that doesn't mean you have to shy away from the character.
you cut off to about a couple seconds.
Oh. Can you hear me now, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just kind of reiterating, like, not shying away from it.
Well,
Just because you're afraid to step on toes.
I mean, to your point, I mean, I hate that whole argument, like, oh, it's too political. Literally, Captain America, the reason Captain America was created was a political statement. That's how he was created. That's why that was his purpose. Like, people that run their mouth and say that don't actually read the comics and don't understand the comics have always been political.
Well, here's another one, too. You got Captain Britain and then Alpha Flight. Hello, Canada.
Oh, yeah, right? Yep.
I mean, every country kind of has its own representation. Shit, Red Guardian, Russia.
Yep. The Thunderbolts! That dude's gonna be
Yeah, man, I think Daredevil Born Again is going to be a petri dish of potential and success to shoot certain characters off in a trajectory on the street level, but then also for villains to kind of come in too. You know, Kingpin's involvement in New York is gonna ruffle feathers.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we need a Midnight Sun.
Yeah. Or Hammerhead, or Tombstone, or other Spider-Man characters, you know, want to have shit in crime families. Kingpin is kind of a really good, makes sense focal point.
Yeah. For sure. But
I just want you to know I scratched my bald head for you.
I appreciate it. Is it kind of weird that while I was listening to you walk, I was trying to imagine where you're at in your apartment complex?
A little bit.
Just by the
eating
sound of
cheese
what
now.
you're doing. Yeah.
What am I doing now?
Going through your fridge.
Not anymore. I just ate some cheese. Uh-oh. Dangerously Sexy joined.
Oh, shit.
Hello.
Well, also Troll King 051 joined as well. Is he going to troll us?
And fuck Troll King.
Oh, shit. Can't let that slide, Troll King. But
I'm kidding.
yeah, man. So y'all's final thoughts on episode 3 for Daredevil Born Again?
What you got, Connor?
It's amazing. It's always going to be good, and I think Marvel is really trying to get the fans to really go to the movies and see Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So,
Bro, breaking news. We have Daredevil in the chat right now. What's up, Daredevil?
What?
Daredevil just
Batman
dropped.
too?
Well, yeah. I don't know about him. He looks kind of shady. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh. So, final thoughts on Daredevil Born Again. What's up, bro? I'll just reiterate what I said. I really like the tone that it gave you the ability to relate and empathize with these characters. I think it's got that shock value, and I really enjoyed seeing the Matthew Murdock side of it and the tenacity behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
I
We
personally. Go ahead.
No, I was just we got a little bit of it in season 2 and such, but I like that they took the time to kind of 12 Angry Men it. If you've ever seen that movie, you know what I mean. To put so much stock in that court scene. I've been saying the word trajectory. That episode will shoot off so much. You know how many people he pissed off by winning that case?
Oh yeah.
It's certainly not over just because White Tiger's gone. It ain't over.
Oh no, it's gonna get worse from here.
I think it's important to have story-driven episodes rather than just, oh yeah, Daredevil and Bullseye are kicking the shit out of each other. That's cool. Hell yeah. But we also need to remember there's a story here.
Well, it's funny because I had somebody on Twitter, and he's a pretty, he has a good following. He said, he was honest about it. He was like, man, this episode sucked. And everyone was like, why? He said, because there wasn't a lot of action, there wasn't a lot of fighting. I'm like, what? That's where, at least he was being honest. But, I don't know. I feel like you limit art when you say it only can be this certain way. There's so many great movies that have no action, none of that explosion, flashy shit, that are brilliant films. Like the movie Radio, no action. The football stuff, but it's not like the typical action movie, or Stand By Me,
Fences.
like movies like Fences, like those movies, they are so good in their own way that makes them such a masterpiece. And then we go to the Daredevil, and what's great about Daredevil, and which I appreciate, like I've said before, I really love this episode. We finally got to see, the lawyer side of Matt. The one time we really got to see that in the original show, which was the only critique I have for the show, and I love the original show, but we just didn't get a lot of lawyer scenes for Matt. Season 1, we got a little bit of that, and then season 2, we got a bit with Frank and all. But season 3, there was maybe one little small court scene, but it wasn't really a court scene. But we haven't gotten that side of Matt, and that's what I love about it. And I was talking to another guy, and he was a YouTuber, and I agree. I feel like the first 3 seasons of Daredevil are mainly Frank Miller, nothing but Frank Miller. But with Born Again, which I love, is that it's adapting other runs that we haven't really got to see Daredevil be. Even in the Daredevil movie, that was straight up nothing but Frank Miller and maybe a little bit of Kevin Smith. But as a whole in this show right now, it's taking from other runs like Zdarsky, heavily Zdarsky. Zdarsky takes the Daredevil story and the arc and everything, and some of the other runs that have happened within the last decade and even beforehand. Remove, and then yes, there's that little flavor of Frank Miller always, but I love that. I love what they're doing, and I love this episode. I felt like this episode, even it wasn't like a hour episode, but what I loved about it felt contained. It had a beginning, middle, and end, and it had a great structure, had great performances, and it moved the story along. It wasn't a filler episode. It was adding more to these characters and their arcs, and letting it flesh out and world build a lot for New York. And another thing I love about this show, which I feel like they didn't do a lot in the original show, they're making New York City more of a character. They're giving New York City more character with all those little BB York reports. Kind of reminds me of the original Spider-Man movie where they went around interviewing all of New York City and seeing how they felt about the Spider-Man and all that. We're seeing that in Daredevil. And that moment in the courtroom scene where, after Matt revealed that, he's White Tiger and all that, but then all the people he saved got to be witnesses and talk about how much they appreciate and what he did to save their lives. But also, it wasn't just giving flowers and roses to White Tiger, but also Matt's able to see with him being retired how much he does save people. Like he's so worried about how much he's lost and things that he suffered from being Daredevil, but all the people he saved, he don't get to see that side, but we finally get to see that. He gets to see that in this episode. And I think that's the beauty of this episode. It wasn't long. It wasn't an hour, but it was self-contained and it gave so much to these characters in such a short amount of time. But honestly, a normal amount of time. But that's the beauty of the writing. And I hope if they keep this going for the rest of the season, I might have to debate on where it sits with the last 3 seasons if they continue it. That's all. I gave it a 9 out of 10 earlier. So
Yeah, I'd give it about. Yeah, I'd give it about an 8.5.
I give it 10 out of 10. It's good.
hell yeah. There we go. I mean, 8 out of 9 is good too. Who can you tell I love that episode?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I was trying to pull a Koi. Y'all don't know who that is, but hey, X, wait, aren't you supposed to be, not alive right now? So. Welcome back from the dead. Anyway, well, any more y'all want to add to Daredevil Born Again before I wrap it up? Last thoughts.
I'm upset that Spider-Man, or actually no, I'm upset that Batman didn't show up.
Batman didn't show. Well, maybe we'll get the Midnight Suns teased if they do it at the end or something.
Yeah, well, we'll never get. Once we get Blade, we'll finally get it. We'll never get Blade. Now that's pushed back beyond Secret Wars. But we'll see. We'll see.
Anything is possible.
Well, I think it's possible. I think, that's why I'm kind of really excited about Doomsday and Secret Wars is that I kind of want it to be over with. Like, I'm excited for this film, don't get me wrong, but I want it to be over with so we can finally get back into the more
Reboot.
cool. Huh?
The reboot of Marvel and get new stuff.
Well, just, I missed the Infinity Saga and how, there was galaxy stuff, there was world-ending stuff, but I kind of missed the, Captain America Civil War. It was an event, but it was more self-contained. It was contained in its own little, the MCU, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And X-Men, dude, there's so much they can do with X-Men.
And Fantastic Four.
That too.
And Batman.
And West Coast Avengers. I want that.
I don't even know about West Coast Avengers. I have no idea who they are.
Ant-Man, Hawkeye, a bunch of characters. She-Hulk at one point.
Oh, because they live on the West Coast.
Are you playing Marvel Spider-Man 2?
I am.
Anyway,
You're a nerd.
I know I am. Well, at least I can take a joke and not get offended by it. Yeah. So, and I have a thing for cats and fries.
Hey, he might be watching.
I don't care. I say it to his face. I say it to his face. I say it on the group chat. I don't give a damn.
That's true. I got yelled at.
I called him a. Well, no, I can't say it on here. But yeah, thanks for joining the live stream. I'm doing these for every new episode until the show ends, and then I'll be moving. Into Thunderbolts next month. So I'll be doing a pre-show for every week up until Thunderbolts, and then we'll do a after show after the movie drops. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But for Daredevil, it's every Wednesday. I really don't have a set time. It's usually towards the evening and afternoon or whatnot. So, but yeah. But thank you for everyone that joined, everyone that's watched this, or even on the recorded. This will be all this is recorded, so it'll be on my YouTube channel in podcast form. So check that out if you want to go revisit stuff. But
oh boy, it's recorded.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, all the cat loving and Fisk dick riding in one recording. Anyway, I'm about to get
They're gonna
banned.
know my voice. They've seen my face.
Well, it's okay. I mean, we've seen faces like that before. Anyway.
Hey, that's not nice.
Well, I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about it?
No, I don't.
Okay. Anyway. But yes, let me wrap it up. Thank you for watching. This is Cinema Fans. Go check out the Media Guy. Also check out Connor Seaman. I gave you a follow. And yeah, so thank you for watching. This is Cinema Fans, Daredevil Born Again After Show live stream, and I'm tuning out.
Later.